Oh, oh, oh. This is it. Oh, hello. It's the end of 2018. We made it. It's been quite a year for the world and also the Game Dave channel, which is where we are right now. A lot of changes, a lot of weird facial hair decisions. Who knows if those are going to stick around or not. But today I want to take a look at a couple of things that have been sent into the channel. I want to talk about this year and what is on the horizon in 2019. But first, I'm not going to waste any time. Sumo Fighter. Yes, I said I was searching for a good copy of Sumo Fighter, and thank you, first of all, to everyone out there who sent me links to all sorts of different eBay listings and options on the internet. I really appreciate that. I was saving a few of those in my watch list on eBay specifically, but then I get an email from a fellow named George. George Abercrombie. So fancy. What a fancy last name you have, George. And he said, hey, Sumo Fighter's on its way to you. What? What? He just sent it. He didn't even ask me. He just sent it out. I mean, I was watching the listings, but I guess George took it upon himself to grace me with the amazingness of Sumo Fighter, taking me back to my childhood. At the end of the year, a celebration of finding Sumo Fighters. Let's open this up from George Abercrombie. Additional sound effects added for your pleasure. Oh, this is it. But first, a letter addressed to Game Dave. Oh boy, this is quite a letter. That's awesome. That is awesome. Quite a letter. TLDR, Game Dave rocks. We'll see. I'm going to read this. I'm going to give you the credit you deserve. Oh, handwritten and typed. That is impressive. Very impressive. Dear Game Dave, please accept this copy of Sumo Fighter as my way of saying thank you for all your hard work and highly, highly entertaining videos. Included with this old-timey handwritten letter is a typed transcript. Well, because my handwriting is butt. It's like I picked up the pencil with my butt and then just started gyrating madly. Only I didn't. This is quite a letter, George. Did all this awful writing with my own right hand. Pretty sad, I know. Don't smell the paper, though. That's just weird. Don't tempt me, George. You've truly got something special going on with your content. Your videos are informative, impressively produced, and so flippin' funny. I often find myself bursting with laughter and liquid. Couple that with expertly balanced charm and silliness in a nostalgic framework, and you've got something that really tugs on the old, rusty heartstrings. I also admire the way you slip moderately filthy jokes into your otherwise crisp, clean, and classy material, with the only hint that something dirty just went down being a mischievous glint in your eye. I've been pursuing YouTube video gaming content for many years, but it is your channel, sir, that saw me create a dang account and subscribe to something. Wow, that's awesome. George, thank you so much for the letter. I mean, that alone is really all I needed. But, of course, the piece de resistance, is right here. Oh my gosh, there it is. Sumo Fighter. Oh man, that is so awesome. It is Sumo Fighter. Oh boy, sorry, had to grab the nearest Game Boy Pocket because it was the closest option I had. Test it out immediately, right? That's it. Sumo Fighter. Oh, it's so good, and yet so good. We'll just say it's good. It might not be good, but to me, it's awesome because it just reminds me so much of my childhood. And thank you so much, George, for making Sumo Fighter a reality in the Game Dave collection. I am at a loss for words. I have to say, I really want to talk about just this whole year in general, especially this summer, when I just did the Game Dave summer schedule and I stuck to it, and we had all that content come out this year, and it was probably the best growth the channel has ever had. There's been so many new people joining the channel. I know recently I've had a huge surge in subscribers, and I want to say welcome to all of you. Feel free to message me or comment, and, you know, I watch the comments. I try to stay away from some comments because, you know, I'm very sensitive. I'm very delicate. I appreciate you watching. That's what's really important, and supporting the creative weirdness that I put out there on the internet. No matter what it is, I'm glad somebody's watching and I'm not just yelling into the void. I really hope that the Steam engine will continue to fire off success in the future of the channel as we go into 2019, the new year. And I have big plans for the channel. I always do. It's just a matter of balancing my free time with my work that must be done. Because the work, you know, I gotta eat. I do have to eat and also buy games. So, but entertaining you really is my passion. 100%. It's what I really care about, and I want to put as much effort into it as I can. I know that sometimes the videos are sparse, sometimes you get a lot of content, sometimes you get some weird content. It's just the magic of having a full-time job and trying to maintain a YouTube channel. And I'm hoping that things will continue to grow, and maybe one day it's something that I can dedicate 100% of my focus to. That is truly the dream. This is something I care about, and I care about you guys and gals out there watching. It really does mean a lot to me. Whenever I receive messages from you, or packages, or just letters, that just, it makes it so real. It makes everything concrete. It makes it feel like what I'm doing kind of matters, at least putting a smile on your face every once in a while, keeping you digitally distracted. You know how that goes. And speaking of letters, there's a couple more items that I want to open up in this video. I haven't had a chance to open these on Digitally Distracted, which is where I've been opening up packages sent in during the game break segment. I felt like I wanted to get through the packages that have been sent to me in 2018. I have 2 left here that I want to open up. Haven't opened these up yet. I'm just going to do it right now. So thanks for sending these things in. I don't know what they are. It's just awesome. Right here I have a letter from John Stewart. Let's open that up. Ooh, easy. These fabric stickers were given out to those waiting in line a few hours before the Toys R Us in Times Square opened for the launch of the Nintendo Wii. I am a big fan of the Wii and motion controls. Wasn't a gimmick for me. This is just a small piece of history from a time when the Wii was brand new and when Toys R Us had a flagship store in New York City. Bit of a time capsule. And I remember waiting at Walmart with my college hallmates to pick up their pre-ordered Nintendo Wii. We were so excited. We were sitting in a big circle with all the other people who were waiting to get their Nintendo Wii handed to them. And then we went back to the dorm and we played Wii Sports. And we were all blown away like, this is amazing! Technology will never get better than this! Something like that. The allure of being able to play retro games on an official Nintendo console was quite an exciting prospect. Sadly, in the 12 years since, retro gaming on licensed consoles has regressed more than it has moved forward. I sadly have to agree, it is very disappointing. Unlike the Wii U never had any Sega Genesis games available on the Virtual Console service. Now things are even more limited, with the Nintendo Switch only offering a small handful of NES titles, many of which have been re-released multiple times. Yeah. The introduction and success of mini consoles is proof that there is a viable market for older titles, but unfortunately that comes with limited game selection. In the case of the PlayStation Classic, it also comes with poor emulation and an inaccurate representation of how these games performed at the time they were released. I definitely agree with that. If you've seen my videos, some people had a lot of choice words for me. Thank you for doing your part to educate, entertain, and preserve gaming history by spotlighting titles many of us never would have been aware of. Without your videos, from FamiCorner to the latest VR games, your channel always provides honest and insightful commentary on the things you're passionate about. I wish you all the best and the continued success of your channel, John. Wow, John. I'm gushing over here. And there it is, right there. November 18th, 2006. Fabric Wii midnight launch stickers at Toys R Us. That's so awesome. These, oh my gosh. I'm going to put these back here with the Wii stuff. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, John, for sending me those. And especially, thank you so much for the kind words in that letter. That is... it's too sweet. You're a sweet boy, John. You're a sweet boy. Now, before I get to this last package, I want to talk a little bit more about what's coming in the new year. Of course, with Sumo Fighter, I said, you know, once I track down Sumo Fighter, I want to talk about Game Boy games. The Game Boy was a big part of my childhood. I remember going from the original big gray brick to a blue Game Boy Pocket. And then I sort of stepped away from the portable gaming side of things. I never had a Game Boy Color. I never had a Game Boy Advance originally growing up. It wasn't until later that I picked up a Game Boy Advance SP, which I really loved. I missed out a lot, but the original Game Boy, oh man, I played hours and hours of Donkey Kong 1994 version on the Game Boy. Love that game. Sumo Fighter, of course, the Game & Watch Gallery games. There's just so many amazing titles on the Game Boy, and I would just like to sort of go through a journey, a portable journey on the Game Boy in some future videos, so that's something I want to do. I want to also get back into talking about virtual reality games, because I still play VR. When I have free time and I have the space and the quiet room, I like to play virtual reality. I've been playing Beat Saber like crazy. Oh my gosh, Beat Saber is good. I know VR is still sort of a niche thing, and yeah, sure, virtual reality video reviews may not bring in the views. It may not bring in a lot of new subscribers, but it's something I'm really passionate about. I love virtual reality. It's such a unique experience, and I know watching it, seeing someone play VR, you might be like, it looks fine, you're just looking at a screen, right? No, it is so different when you put that headset on. It's something I still want to continue to talk about on the channel. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And of course, there's RPGs I want to talk about. There's so much. The problem is not the ideas for what I want to do on this channel in 2019. It's the time. The time. And if there is something specific that you would like to see from me, maybe it's a certain show or a discussion about certain games from a certain console, maybe more modern reviews, maybe something with live streaming as I get back into that. If there's ideas you have for what you want to see me cover on the channel, feel free to let me know. Just comment it, and I'll see it as I try to avoid the negative comments, because they happen sometimes. I don't know what's going on. Okay, but let's get back to this. Evan sent this to Digitally Distracted, but you know, I felt like this juicy box deserved to be opened, because I don't know when the next Digitally Distracted is going to happen, because, you know, Gerald, it's not just up to me. I gotta work my schedule around his schedule. A lot of schedules happening, so I'm gonna slice her open right here as the last package sent in. Then we'll talk a little bit more, and then I'll let you go, alright? To finish out 2018. Let's see. Ooh. Alright, slicing it up. Let's see what we've got. Hello, Game Dave. My name is Evan from South Carolina, and I'm a huge fan of your videos and retro gaming. Awesome. I especially like your Game Dave episodic series. Ooh, speaking of, did you know the original Game Dave storyline series was called Next Game Dave, and there's an action figure? Did you know there's an action figure? A Game Dave action figure for the Next Game Dave series? Did you know that? No, this was actually made by Knobtop and sent me. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool, though. Game Dave action figure. Sorry, distracted. I really appreciate the high production value and quality editing you put into your work. By the way, your intros and music are great. Special thanks to Kevin Hoover, who helps me with a lot of the additional music. My love for retro gaming started when I was about 8. I discovered a YouTube channel that you have mentioned before, Gaming Historian. Oh, I love Norm. Norm and I, good buddies. I love Norm. Shortly after that, I was given a Super Nintendo Entertainment System for Christmas, one of my favorite retro consoles. A few years later, my grandpa asked me if I wanted my dad's OG NES. By then, I was totally hooked. If you were wondering, my first console was the GameCube. Okay, so starting a little bit later, but hey, you're going back and seeing the history of these awesome games. One of my first games was Mario Kart Double Dash. Hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of Mario Kart action. I was absolutely horrible at it, but I still enjoyed the scenery and artistic value. Hey, I totally get that, Evan, because sometimes I'm terrible at games, but I still love experiencing them. I have fun, even though I'm losing quite often in certain games. This summer, when I got the NES Classic Edition, I was scrolling through my recommended videos on YouTube and saw your video. They changed the NES Classic. That one was... Some people didn't like that video. I loved it. Oh, good. Then I clicked on your channel and saw your Batman Returns NES video. Then I watched another and another until I was a big fan. I've seen all of your videos now and can't wait to see my very own game break on Digitally Distracted. Well, Evan, I hope this is even better. Basically getting a dedicated video for your package that you sent in. I want to let you know that I noticed in your episode, Too Old for Video Games, you said that young people don't collect games. I am 14, And I have a PS2, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One S, NES, SNES, N64, NES Classic, Wii, Wii U, and Atari Flashback. Not nearly as many consoles as you, but I thought that is pretty good for a 14-year-old, so I'm just letting you know there is at least one young collector out there. I love playing classic games even more than new ones. Evan, that is amazing. I'm glad. I want more young people to prove me wrong. That is so great. This is so awesome. I got goosebumps. I have a confession. RPGs are my least favorite genre. Oh! I'm even rocking my Chocobo Moogle Carnival shirt today from Final Fantasy 15. It's okay, Evan. It's okay. I'm more of a platformer and fighting guy myself. I'm sorry, I know how much you love RPGs. So I thought that I would suggest a few of my favorite non-RPG games to be reviewed on your channel. Some good games to review would be New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii, of course. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. And finally, the Japanese Famicom Super Mario Bros. 2. Thought Super Mario Bros. 2 would be a good Famicorner video. Yes, it is a classically difficult game, and there's a lot of history around that, of course, because we got Super Mario USA, which was a reskin of Doki Doki Panic, blah, blah, blah. That would be fun to talk about on Famicorner for sure. I've watched some of your live feeds, and you gave me a shout-out. My YouTube channel name is Retro Wrestle, if you want to check it out. My dad has done some video game-related unboxing videos on the channel, and I'm about to start making pro wrestling review videos. Hey, talk about what you love. That's what I do. Now for the sweet, sweet cereal that I'm sure you have seen by now. Yes, of course. I've seen it already. Oh, this paper. Evan! In fact, you probably already have this cereal, but what you might not have is this new box design that I found. You are right, I don't have this version of Super Mario Brothers cereal. Super Mario is my favorite franchise. I have heard that Mario and Zelda had a combo cereal back in the 80s, and I wanted to try it so bad. That's true, the, Nintendo Cereal System, I think it was called, something like that. So I was excited when I heard the announcement that Nintendo was going to team up with Kellogg's to release a Mario cereal. Now, all they need to do is make a Kellogg's Legend of Zelda cereal. There you go. I hope you and Gerald have your bowls and spoons ready. Oh, definitely gonna eat some Super Mario cereal for sure, Evan. Just for you, my friend. That's from Evan Bartlett. And there he is. There's a picture of Evan. Evan and his dad. I know the lighting isn't great. I'll probably have to cut to this separately. So I went ahead and I finished reading the letter from Evan, and Evan, I gotta say, thank you so much. You are an inspiration for any gamer, anybody who loves retro gaming. This is really awesome. I really appreciate it. And Evan sent a screenshot from the first video he found, the change of the NES Classic video, for me to autograph and send back to him. And you better believe, Evan, I'm gonna sign this and send it right back to you. Maybe with something else, maybe a little bonus swag, some Game Dave swag, because I really appreciate your heartfelt letter. It means a lot to me, and I'm glad that the Game Dave channel has meant something to you as well. Wow, this is not what I expected. I didn't think it was gonna go quite this way. What a great way to end 2018, and thank you all so much for hanging out with me this year, and I hope you'll stick around for the new year, especially my new subscribers as well who have joined recently in the last few months here. And I'm hoping when we get to the summer of 2019, I can ramp up that schedule again and just bring you more content and keep entertaining you and keeping you digitally distracted, my true goal. And of course, you know, put a little smile on your face. I hope I can help make your day the way that you've made my day today. And wow, thanks so much. Remember, as always, stay digitally distracted. Hope you had a great holiday season, and here's to a great 2019.